Hello, this is Mary Collardita, and my goal is to try to find out what God's will is for us, how to know God. What is His will for you, for me, for everybody? And you might wonder, well, I want to know if it's His will that I take this job, or His will that I go on a trip, His will that I buy this shirt. I want to know His will specifically. Well, the thing is about God's will is that when you are walking in His will, His promise is to guide your daily steps and to trust Him in those decisions that you make. So we're going to look though at how He reveals His will in His Word. And today I'm looking at Isaiah 57 verses 10 through 13. And now He's speaking to the people of Israel. And this is Israel, like all of His people, both the people of Judah and the people of Israel. Okay? It's the people who follow Him, or say they do. Okay, it says, you were wearied by all of your ways, but you would not say it is hopeless. You found renewal of your strength, and so you did not faint. Whom have you dreaded and feared, that you have been false to me, nor pondered this in your hearts? Is it not because I have long been silent that you do not fear me? I will expose your righteousness and your works, and they will not benefit you. When you cry out for help, let your collection of idols save you. The wind will carry all of them off. A mere breath will blow them away. But the man who makes me his refuge will inherit the land and possess my holy mountain. So first off, he is saying that his people are weary, but they're not going to say it's hopeless. They found renewal of strength and did not faint. So whatever trials they are going through, they were weary and they were discouraged, and they felt like maybe they were going to give up. But instead of giving up, they found renewal of strength. But what they did not do was call upon the Lord. They didn't say, I can't do this. I'm weary. Lord, help me. Lord, show me the right way. They didn't do that. What they did was said, I can do this. I'm just, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to do this because I can do this. I've got this. Have you heard that? I've got this. I can do this. Now, this isn't saying I can do all things through the Lord who strengthens me. Some of us say that, and we are trusting in the Lord, but no, they're trusting in themselves. And it doesn't sound like this is God's will, You'd think that it might be God's will that we buck up, and handle things on their own. But he says, they've been false to me. Whom have you dreaded and feared, that your heart that you have been false to me and not pondered these things in your heart. So false to him is saying, well, they trust the Lord, but not really. They're really trusting in themselves. So let's go back to this idea. Say, should I go on this trip? And all these things happen to make it questionable that you should go on a trip or take a job. And instead of just being discouraged because of this, you say, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go forward on my own strength. That's not God's will. He says that is being false to him, saying that we trust God, but really are trusting ourselves. And then he gives the reason why we might feel this way. He says, is it because I've long been silent that you do not fear me? That's a good thing to ponder. When the Lord has been silent, that we tend to, well, it can go either of two ways. We can be seeking the Lord and he seems silent to us. And we're really wanting to seek him and have his will done in our life and want to know him and be obedient to whatever he calls us to. Or he can be silent because we've not sought him out. We have turned away from him. So if we think about that, he says, I will expose your righteousness and your works, and they will not benefit you. So once again, this is someone who believes their own works, their own good deeds, their own, whatever they have done is their strength. Now the Lord's really kind of faithful. He says here, but when you cry out for help, let your collection of idols save you. So we will cry out for help. If we say we are God's and we cry out to help for him, he's going to say, well, let the things you have relied on, your wealth, your connections, your charm, whatever it is that you have set up as an idol. An idol is something that you that you worship. It's what you trust. And when you worship or trust something or someone other than the Lord, even be it yourself, and my strength, with my hand I have done this. I have said, or I have not said it is hopeless. I said, I will bear through. It says, the wind will carry all of your idols away in a mere breath. So this is God's will. It is God's will that we look to him for our strength, for our direction, for our hope. Not in ourselves, not in our abilities, not in our wealth, not in our idols, not in our charms or in whatever else. But we trust him. And then he gives us this encouragement, because this is the truth. The man who makes me his refuge, he will inherit the land and possess my holy mountain. A refuge is a place that we go to when we are in need. I need shelter. I need strength. So he's saying you don't have to trust yourself. In fact, when you do, you're not doing God's will, but your own will. Instead, call out to the Lord. Get rid of your idols. By him. He is my refuge and my strength, the Lord in whom I trust. And then he says, you will inherit the land and possess his holy mountain. So whatever it is, it might have been for them to inherit the land, the promised land. Well, we have a lot of promises, and that's every promise of God is our inheritance. It is something He is going to give us and will give us and has given us. So make Him your refuge. Don't be afraid to call out, "Hear me, O Lord." Don't be afraid to say, "It is hopeless. I can't do this on my own. I have no idols. My only God is you." Thank you for listening. I hope you contemplate these things in your life.